First, a word about retired Judge Crone, who was appointed to the Court of Appeals 20 years ago by a gentleman on the wall behind me, Governor Kernan, back in 2004. So how fast a couple decades fly by. But I just want to thank Judge Crone from afar for his just impeccable service year after year after year, not just here at the Court of Appeals, but back home in St. Joe County. Truly was another model on how to approach the day and the issues of the day. And while I seek to replace Judge Crone, it will be up to his successor, which is a tall order, to seek and replace his wisdom. So big shoes to fill, as I'm always wanting to say in moments like this. And secondly, and I know I sound like a skipping record, I say this every single time I'm behind this podium in front of this audience, but Madam Chief Justice, thank you, and to all the members of the Judicial Nominating Commission for making this. You can look at it two ways. One, I cannot go wrong in my decision, because the three that it comes down to, they're all right choices, but that nonetheless doesn't make it any easier by design. And I just want to express my profuse thanks, as always, for your thoughtful and thorough process. And I would say that I would recommend to my successors, plural, to take a hard look, should they see fit to apply again, to the other two that were part of this process. They're certainly worthy. If I could, I would be taking a hard look at them as well in the future. But we're here to meet the judge who will follow Judge Crone's footsteps. Just as we've been here, and I'm looking around, and I actually jotted it down when we first gathered to meet: Goff, Tavitas, Weissman, Moulter again, Foley, Kenworthy, Felix, McAdam, and DeBoer in this office just in the last fast 8 years. And it's been a joy, every one of them. And yet, on this one, I was quite familiar with the next member of our Court of Appeals, as I had appointed him to the Lake County Superior Court back in 2019. And he had, prior to that, been well known throughout the county as a magistrate, and also prior to that working in private practice law firms. So very well known in the community. In fact, he's been uber active, as your colleagues have been in their local communities, and spent a lot of time and I say a lot of time, I mean a lot of time, as a den leader and scouting, as an assistant scout master. A shout out to, I think you told me it was Group 532? Yeah, Troop 532. But also as a volunteer firefighter, and also in numerous ways and capacities in the legal community and on various committees. He's been described by some of his colleagues as a model, empathetic, humble, having extensive trial and appellate, both criminal and trial, in both state and federal court experience. And I think I was just talking to a number of your now colleagues, and as a IU Maurer School of Law alum, I think I know who you're going to be rooting for this Friday up in South Bend. But he's a seventh generation Hoosier. You could almost say, when you start to review his background, the quintessential Hoosier. Still owns and maintains their family legacy farm in Pulaski County, and derives a lot of joy in the conversations that we've had back and forth on just how therapeutic that is, getting back on the Tippecanoe River and roaming those those lands. His wife, Christy, is here, and his son and daughter have temporary get-out-of-school passes. Just very briefly, this is TikTok finals week coming up, so what a special occasion for you all to be able to join us. And with that, someone else who will pile on the praise to our next Court of Appeals judge, Sam Scheele, of course, you all know by now. I've buried the lead. But our Chief Justice, I think, will have some words to say, and then Judge Altice, and then Sam, or I should say Judge, will ask you to come up and share a few thoughts as well. Congratulations.
Welcome to the appellate bench. You've worked hard to get here. I've known you. And those of you that don't know, and the governor's calling you Sam, you said you had to be a friend to call you Sam, because I don't know if I was in Sam territory yet, if I'm just in Steve. So I'm going with Sam. He, till I reversed you the first time. What you maybe don't know is that we've really relied on Judge Scheele to train our judges in civil law. He reads every opinion. And I love to go watch you because you do such a good job breaking them down. So I'm excited to have you, and I can't wait for you to watch the person review your opinions and get that. When they write the book of your life, it'll be The Beekeeper from Lake County. What I really enjoyed about Sam was that Sam has just a wide range of interests, and he excels at everything he does. So I know that you're going to be well welcomed, and you're going to do a wonderful job as the next judge on the Indiana Court of Appeals. And I just want to take a quick moment, because Governor Holcomb, this is our last time doing this. How many times have we sat down here? And the number, and it really is historic, the number of judicial appointments. And I told you this, you could probably get an honorary law degree somewhere for the amount of time that you've read opinions, because you've read the opinions of the different colleagues. But what a wonderful job you and your team. And I know Joe's here. Sharon's here. Michael, I don't know if he's in the room. Michael, what a deep dive they do on that. So the system is working in Indiana, as you see from these just fantastic appellate jurists. So welcome. I can't wait to meet your family. I can't wait to continue to work with you. And Governor Holcomb, thank you for your time.
Good morning. Thank you, Governor Holcomb and Chief Justice Rush, for giving me an opportunity to welcome our newest member to the Court of Appeals of the state of Indiana. Obviously, you had a really tough choice to make, which you've had through all of these selections. And Judge Scheele, on your appointment against this tough competition, I want to thank you for your diligence and patience in going through this entire process, not once, but really 3 times, both as a trial court judge, and you went through this process twice within the last month. As some of you out there heard me say just a couple months ago in the same room when Judge DeBoer was appointed to the Court of Appeals, we look for excellent candidates on our court with jury trial experience, judicial experience, and a reputation for being fair and collegial. We also look for commitment to public service and engagement in our community. And Judge Scheele, you check every one of those boxes. As you know, we're very dedicated to civics education. You'll learn a lot more about that with our very energetic Court of Appeals. And your personal and civic education background will fit you well, both with the We the People things that you've accomplished and other things that you've done to promote our civics in this state. So as we've heard, you don't stop there. You've been very involved in scouting. On top of that, I think you may be our first volunteer fire Court of Appeals member. We've got a former police officer in Judge Pyle, but so you get to check the firefighter box as well. And until this morning, I don't think I realized that what an outdoorsman you are, both in your hiking and your taking care of your family farm. And as I learned this morning, you are a beekeeper, along with, I think, Judge Stallbrink up in the northern parts. You guys kind do that together, which is pretty darn awesome. So thank you, Governor. Thank you, Chief Justice. And thank you, as has been mentioned here, to the Judicial Nominating Commission. Our court is finally up to 15. We've got a really energetic bunch of people, and we welcome you here today and your families. So thank you very much, and we're excited to have you. So.
Governor Holcomb, Chief Justice Rush, and Chief Judge Altice, thank you all so much for those remarkably kind and humbling words. I have so many things that I want to say and to acknowledge, and candidly, there's just not enough time to do it today. But like all things, I want to start and even end this morning with my family. Governor Holcomb, thank you for introducing my wife, Christy, my 16-year-old junior in high school son, Noah, and our 14-year-old freshman in high school, Amelia. Thank you all for coming down, waking up at 3:30-ish Lake County time this morning, and here we are. Governor, it is such an honor to be now a twice appointed jurist by you to serve our Hoosier state and this state's great judiciary. My words cannot accurately, adequately capture the great sense of honor that I feel in the trust and the confidence that you have placed in me, sir. And that first time that you called me, back in June of 2019, I pledged to you then, sir, that I would always do my best to perform the duties of the Lake Superior Court bench. And, sir, when you called me on Friday, last Friday, I renewed that pledge, and I renew it to you today. I will always, always take my oath to this office so seriously, and I will, every day that I am working here, do my best to perform the duties of this office. So thank you for that, Governor Holcomb. Certainly a lot's been said already about the incredible impact that we've had on our state judiciary. And isn't that just the checks and the balances of our fabulous American democratic system? And it just so has been that I am, is it the 116th of an anticipated 120 appointments here. And there is no question about the fact that your Lifetime Achievement Award that was provided to you by our Chief Justice back in the fall is so well deserved. And Governor, of course, your work there is an extension of your team with Joe Hearens, Sharon Jackson, Mike Nossett, who are all in the room here, who all also rightly received the Champions of Justice Award from our Chief Justice last fall. The dedication and the commitment of that legal team in this vetting process to make sure that we truly are not just calling out, but getting, I think, the best and the brightest. It's really something else. I feel Joe, Sharon, and Mike, like you all know me now better than I know myself. But I thank you also for that trust and confidence. But it goes deeper than that, to the Judicial Nominating Commission. And I'm not sure if we have any members this morning from JNC. Molly Kitchell, Danny Lopez, Nancy Stewart, Tony Patterson, I don't want to forget anybody, Lee Christie and Dan Vinovich. If any of those individuals have not already received the Champions of Justice Award, Chief Justice, perhaps we might talk about those possibilities, especially the couple, I think Tony and Danny rotated out, but what committed public servants, all taking time away from their private lives and their busy day job schedules to dig in. Those individuals, to the one, all met with me personally, encouraged me, inspired me, advised and guided me both, well, particularly outside of the public interview room, but even also inside. And I will forever think so well of the merit selection process here and those individuals on that team. And of course, the chair of that team, Chief Justice Rush. You have encouraged, I think, all of the jurists that work in our branch, certainly me. On the day that I turned in my application, I had the incredible occasion to conference with you, ma'am, and you instilled in me some senses of confidence that candidly I'm not sure that I had in myself at the time. You inspired me in so many ways, not just then, but as I look back previously, you really were empowering me with various assignments and tasks as you sent me off to the National Judicial College in Nevada and a follow-up course that they had in Massachusetts, and the various committee assignments to which I have been tasked, all the while, without me perhaps even realizing it, that I was being built up to be whether a teacher or a leader in various respects. And that empowerment, that encouragement, that inspiration, those are such great marks. And Chief Justice, I so appreciate you as our leader in this branch, and I thank you. What brought me here today, of course, is my roots in Lake County, and I was thinking about this throughout the weekend after I got governor's call, and even on the drive down this morning. It was dark and raining most of the while. Amelia had her pillow and her blanket crashed out, and there was some quiet time, and I was just, thinking. The Northwest, and of course this is a 3rd District appointment, northern section of our state, that legal forum, if you will, it was and is, remains such a brilliant place for me as a young lawyer in the 1990s and as a practicing lawyer throughout the 00s and the 20-teens to get such a breadth of experience, the variety of the work that exists up there, the volume of it, and the intensity of that work was really, whether administrative or criminal or civil or commercial, land use, development, both in the state and the federal courthouses up there, it was just such a tremendous environment for me to be able to learn, to cut my teeth as a young lawyer, to ply my trade, and all the while, again, without even realizing it, that I was being mentored and encouraged and inspired by those folks in my life and in my career at that time. The Lake County Bar and my benchmates in Lake County all have been so encouraging to me throughout. They have, it's really, I stand on my shoulders, or I'm sorry, I stand on the shoulders of so many people to have even gotten here to qualify for your consideration, Governor. I have to acknowledge, we've talked a lot about this process, my co-finalists, Stephanie Scheele and Anna Mandula, 2 esteemed colleagues and friends, both of whom answered your call, Chief, to put in, we need good judges at every tier of our judiciary. And they answered that challenge, and they put in, and certainly they are qualified, and as you suggested, Governor, I hope that they continue to put in for these positions. I thank both of them for their collegiality and their friendship throughout this process. Judge Crumb's not here today. He is a lion of a jurist. His 20-plus years on this court are a legacy of legal scholarship and leadership. And those shoes, gosh, Governor, I think I gotta bring my own shoes. They're just, walking in his footsteps is so humbling for me. But I am as I've already said, I emulate to earning the high respect that he himself has earned throughout his great career. And to my 14 new law partners on the Court of Appeals, when I think of the Indiana Court of Appeals, as a law student, as a lawyer, as a trial court judge, I think of professionalism and transparency and efficiency, but not at the cost of quality, which is always the highest. And I think of innovation, and I think of outreach and the education that all of the members of the Court of Appeals, this body, does. And I think of doing the right thing, because really that is the task of any public servant, right? And not just wanting to do the right thing, but I think of our Court of Appeals as getting the right thing done. I am in awe of this body that is the Indiana Court of Appeals. I am not a proud person, but I am proud of our Indiana judiciary, not just as a lawyer and a judge, but as a Hoosier. And I am just so honored to be part of this great legal team. Thank you all for welcoming me. I cannot wait to get started with you and to learn from you and to grow with you and to contribute to this great body of work that is the Indiana Court of Appeals. I would be remiss if I did not express a little bit of bittersweet sentiment here. My Lake Superior Court colleagues, benchmates, but in particular my Room 5 Superior Court staff, our office administrator there, a lady with whom I have worked since before I was a lawyer. She and I used to joke, we still joke, that we were going to grow old together because in the private practice she was there as a paralegal, and as a magistrate she was there to work with me. And when I transitioned to become a full bird judge, she moved over, and she's one of the greatest committed public servants that I know, Susan Osborne. And I know that my staff, our staff in Room 5, who has been so supportive of me throughout this journey, you know, it's going to be a change there. And that's, I'm going to sorely miss them, and I'm going to sorely miss the Hammond Courthouse reporting to work every day. But I so look forward to this new chapter of my professional career. And of course, I want to swing back and finish with what I started, because that's how every day starts and finishes, is my family. Christy and I are fortunate to have such great parents and siblings. And if you'll count our parents, I'm going to try not to forget anybody here. We have Marilyn, Ray, Marcy, Norman, Jeannie, Dick, and Lynn. Our parents, yeah, there's 7 of them. There's some steps and some steps mixed into them. But they all instilled into both of us all of the qualities of what is right and what it, faith and family and just really how to be the good parents that we try to be to our kids. So, shout outs to our moms and our dads and our brothers and sisters and my family. Your endless love and support and encouragement to me is the reason I'm here. I love you all so much, and I'm excited about this next journey in personal and professional life, our personal lives. Kids are excited to get a second or maybe third Scheele family home here in Indianapolis. We're going to go condo shopping at some point. Governor, I may need to talk, I know you're looking for a new house, right? Talk to you about real estate agents or something. Thank you all. I am so honored to be here. I cannot wait to get started.